Yeah. Gen X. Are we adults yet?
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm about to find out tonight. The Gen X kids of Ripon, California. Welcome to Madsen Drive.
Yay.
Yay.
I'm still here.
Hi, I'm Jason.
And I'm Greg.
We are Gen X.
I'm Jason.
And welcome to our podcast.
I want to give a shout out to our Monday crew, our audio only listeners, everyone who consumes our content. Please like, subscribe, follow, comment, all the things. We are on YouTube. We are on Facebook. We are on TikTok. We are on Instagram. We are not so much on Instagram, but we are on Instagram. We are everywhere you guys need us to be. Give us some love. Give us a follow. Give us a comment. Tune in tonight. If you're catching us live on YouTube or Facebook, thank you guys for watching us. Thank you guys for tuning in. Appreciate you guys. Corey is not coming to the show. Jamie Francella, shout out to you, brother. Join us tonight. In just a few moments, we're going to go walk back into a literal childhood. We're going to talk about growing up in a small town. One of those small towns is Ripon, California. In Ripon, California, there's a street that at least 12 kids I knew personally.
It's an arc.
Grew up on and that I knew kind of almost at the same time. For me, not quite 12, but I'm learning. There was a whole bunch of kids on the same street. I knew a few. I didn't even live in Ripon at the time. So Gen X vibes all the way. Small town all the way. Oh, Cindy, I don't know how to join. Hey, Cindy, if you're watching, the link in the comments, the one with the duck that has got the duck on it, click that link.
StreamYard.com.
StreamYard.com. Click that link. It's in the comments on Facebook and YouTube. And then it'll say accept cookies. You'll say yes. And then it'll say enter your name. And you'll put your name in. And then it'll say enter studio. And then we'll see you pop up here. And then you're in.
But it might ask if it can use your camera.
Oh, it's got to ask you to use your camera and your stuff. But yeah, you're going to say yes. Okay, cool. Cindy, come on in. As soon as you see you little beep in, do it. Who?
Angela's trying also.
Okay, cool. Jump on in when you get here, guys. So this episode is about growing up in a small town. Now, while they're logging in and while they're getting trying to get everything situated, I kind of want to make the connection because everyone who grew up on Madsen Drive knows that I wasn't there. I didn't grow up on that street. You guys didn't even know me until I was a sophomore in high school, most of you guys, except for the small group of kids that lived on the section across the street from Justin Williams. My connection to Ripon and Madsen Drive is Justin. My dad and Justin's dad were best friends since elementary school, and they were still friends up until his dad passed away, right? Lifelong friends. So our dads worked together. They worked together in Ripon. So when I'd go to work with my dad, they owned a trucking company. So they were truck drivers. When I would come to Ripon, if I was working for the day or whatever, if I wanted to take off, I would walk from Miljo Road, the Miljo overpass, that yard's there, right there at the on-ramp. That used to be the trucking company my parents owned. I'd walk from there over to Justin's house right there, on Madsen Drive, right? Wilma, almost on the corner, a couple houses in on Wilma, I think it was. Wilma and Madsen, right? Correct?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's one of the corners. Okay. So I go over and hang out with Justin, and Justin was always riding his bike, playing with the kid across the street, Chucky. Chucky had a cute little sister, right? And then there was the guy that lived down the street. His name was Randy. And then there was Angela and Tony also. And I knew those guys from Manteca Cowboys football. So I knew Randy from football and from playing with Justin. I knew Tony from football. And I knew Ange because she was a cheerleader out there from football.
Did you play Cowboys, Dale?
I did not play Cowboys, no.
No, not until the Chiefs game?
Chiefs actually started out my freshman year in high school. So
okay.
Chiefs
I guess we were in like 8th grade when that started.
Yeah.
Huh? Okay.
Oh, there's somebody. Chucky's little sister. Come on in. Love it. All right.
Hey, Cindy.
Hey.
Perfect. Cindy, hey. How are you? Thank you for joining us.
I'm very good. Thank you. How are you all?
Doing good.
Just starting. Man, we're killing it. We're having a good time.
Okay.
So I just shared my connection to Ripon because, obviously everyone on Madsen Drive knows I didn't live there and, I wasn't there. I knew Justin, and through Justin and Manteca Cowboys football, I knew the folks that lived right across the street or near Justin, or whoever Justin played with, right? So coming back to Ripon my sophomore year, I think everybody was still there. I know Randy was still
Yeah.
there. You know, I think Chucky was still around. I know
Yeah.
Cindy was there, right? Justin was there. And, you know, everybody else that was on the street were still around. So, oh, sweet. You let her in? Let's let her in. Andrea. Andrea, thank you for joining us. Sweet. This is awesome. Okay. So, Madsen Drive. This episode is about the Gen X kids of Ripon, California. I love the term Madsen Drive because so many kids I knew grew up on that. And then after putting this out there, I learned all the other kids that lived on that street that I didn't know until like we put this episode together. But I knew you guys from high school. So that made it even better. But I wanted to make this a little bit bigger. The Gen X kids of Ripon, California, and kind of growing up in a small town, right? I grew up in Manteca. It was a small town, not as small as Ripon, but it was still considered a small town. And I loved when I come and visit, go to work with my dad or whatever, and I come over to Justin's house and hang out with him and do all the things. And then we started going to school together, like in high school. And so that was pretty cool. So this isn't a reunion. It's kind of a walk back through how Gen X grew up. You know, we grew up together. We grew up outside, mostly unsupervised because that's just the kind of way it was, right? Tonight's about remembering where we came from.
Together, you grew up outside.
Mostly unsupervised because that.
Uh-oh.
We got echo. Okay.
Echo back.
Echo back. And you know, and the people who kind of help shape us, right? We got some ground rules. Laughing is allowed. Telling the story is why we're here, right? This is about stories, right? So I want to hear stories. Not, you know, necessarily timelines. Well, in this year I did this, blah, blah, blah. And that's fine too, but I want to hear stories. Okay. It's okay to tell a sad story. You know, we will talk about our friends that are not with us. They have a spot on this timeline on our outline tonight. They do 100%. We will get to them. And so whatever comes up tonight, that's what we're talking about, right? So check in. Let's do a check in. Tell us your name. Tell us kind of, you know, let's do this. Tell us your name and something you liked about growing up in a small town, right? My name's Jason. I loved growing up in a small town because it kind of gave me my friends. The universe, we'll talk about that later, but the universe gave me my first set of friends growing up in Manteca. And that's kind of what I liked about it.
Me?
Yeah.
I kind of didn't like growing up in a small town. I was a punk rocker skater kid, and I wanted to live in Santa Cruz or San Francisco or something way cooler than Ripon. Ripon sucked. But now I love it, and I raised my kids there. And I wouldn't have rather raised my kids anywhere else. For sure.
My husband was the same way because he was born in Anaheim and was raised in Santa Barbara. And when we got married, he's like, "Oh, we're not going to live in this little hick town forever, are we?" Now he's like, "Okay, when we retire, we're going to go move out to West Ripon." And you know, and yeah, now with kids too. That's why we actually bought a house on Madsen after I moved out of my mom's house. So we're still there.
Still,
you never left Madsen Drive?
Well, for a few years once we got married and we rented somewhere because the house we had fell through. But so my aunt lived on Madsen, kind of around the curve, kind of a couple doors down from Randy's house. And so the house next door ended up, Mike McGuffin's house came up for sale. And we ended up
I haven't heard that name in a long time.
So that's where we got. So.
Good Lord. Okay.
Oh, is that the same thing? Madsen Drive was named after a kindergarten teacher. We get in the history lesson.
What?
I remember kindergarten.
Madsen's Dairy?
That's the same. It's the same thing.
That's the same?
I think it's all part of the same family.
Yeah, it was her son owned the dairy. Yeah,
The dairy.
the dairy was owned by her son. Yeah.
Not Bob.
And
I
so
wish
the
that was
drive-
still there, man.
Mike. I can't remember his first name.
Shout out, Renee. How you doing, Renee?
Come on in.
Click the duck. Click the duck in the comments, Renee, and join us
Streamable. Click the link. Be a talking head on the thing.
on us.
I thought this was tomorrow. Sorry I was late.
Yeah, I goofed the date. I'm sorry.
And I'm a little under the weather. That's why you don't see me. But I'm here.
Better.
Thank you, Dawn,
Thanks,
for letting me
Dawn.
know.
All right. So let's see here. So this is what I was kind of talking about. Did your friend group basically come from your school or whatever sport or town event you were in? Now I want to kind of go back and kind of think about that. You know, my first friend group came from the elementary school that I lived near, right? and walking to school or, going to school, that kind of determined my first set of friends, right?
Dawn
I
lived
think
across
that's
the
kind
street from me. She was mine.
Yeah.
say what?
And here we
Dawn
are.
lived across the street from me. She was my first friend.
Okay. And that's what I want to talk about. How did you find your friends? What was like making friends like growing up? How easy, or did that suck? Do you guys still have the same friends? How did that work out for you guys?
Well, I moved there, in second grade? I moved there, in second grade, I think it was, is when I moved to Madsen. And that's when I started going to Ripon schools, and Dawn was my first friend. So Dawn and I have been friends since then.
Ever since.
Very cool.
Yeah, but I did move to the Bay Area, so I do live farther away, but yeah.
And
But
then
she still
Dawn,
gets
when
to
did
come
you
to
guys
town, so.
say again?
But she still gets to come to town, so we still see each other.
Yeah, every time I'm in town, we see each other for sure.
And is your mom still there, Angela?
Yes, my mom is considered Madsen, but you know how you go over that thing and it turns into Baker? So she moved from our Madsen house, but she lived on the same street, but around the corner. But yeah, I'd still say it's Madsen, but it's
that's where Kathy's
considered.
grandma lived.
Yeah, that's where, yeah. Mm-hmm. So I consider it still Madsen, but it's called Baker.
And Dawn, Dale, when did you guys move in?
I think Mom bought it in 83?
83, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's still there. Right next
Same,
to
same house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom still lives in the same
right
house.
next door to Justin's old
Yeah.
house, between Justin and Duran's.
Brands. Yeah.
That's cool.
Shout out to Toby. Hey, Toby.
Toby. I only
Toby,
lived
click
in
the
one
dock
other
and join
house.
us, bro.
Come on in.
Shout out to Melissa. I met my friends when we lived on Johanna Drive. That's how I met the Gallops and the Damianos. What's up?
Oh yeah, that was neighborhood crew. When I finally got to move into Ripon, I was a bus kid.
Yeah.
So I grew up in the almond orchards for a few
Cindy,
years.
did your parents still
Finally
live
got a
there?
house.
No,
Cindy,
no, they
they don't
sold
live
their house about 20 years ago and moved to Manteca.
Oh shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a while.
It has been.
Yes. They sold their house right before the market crashed, so that was really good.
Yay.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very cool.
They sold in time.
There's a few people, originals still there. I mean, my mom, Karen Duran, is still there.
Alice Guy's still there. Alice Guy's still there.
Mr. Wakeoff
Really?
is still there.
Wakeoff's still there. Yeah.
Wakeoff, yeah.
Wakeoff is still alive.
Yeah.
We should get him on.
We need to get him on.
He's got to come on the show.
Who's got his phone
yeah,
number?
who knows him?
I don't know.
We
Yeah,
have to get
more.
that guy.
Facebook.
I found
Know
out
where he
that
lives.
my elementary school vice principal is still alive and he's listed in the phone book.
Oh no, that's
He
scary.
Wow.
actually spanked me in elementary school. I'm trying to I kind of want him on the show.
Trying to work up the nerve.
I'm a little nervous. I am. I ain't gonna lie. I'm a little nervous making that call. I am. I ran into him at a wedding, at some event. I was DJing some event. It may not have been a wedding. And I was talking to him. There was another teacher there. And he walks up and he looked at me. And I go, Mr. Voss? And he's all, Jason? I said, hey, how you doing? He's all, I'm good. You were an asshole. And he shakes my hand. But he said it with such a smile. He was like, you were an asshole. And like shook my hand like this. How you doing? I'm like, I'm good. Don't beat me up.
what grade was that?
Elementary school. You know how many thousands of kids he's had since me?
Right.
I'd love to have him on the show. Anyways. So, all right. Small town living, Gen X for sure, Ripon, California. There's a few things about Ripon that make it very unique, and especially, and you guys are going to talk a lot about this. I am the newer kid coming here because I didn't move here until my sophomore year, but there was something about Ripon that happens every year that seems to be like the big center point of the year. And I'm talking about almond blossom.
Coming up.
It's coming. See, right? It's the last weekend of February, my birthday weekend. But it's something. When I moved there, I knew about it before, again, because I hung out with Justin, I hung out with those guys, and I knew about it. And but what was it like in town? Like, was there ever like big excitement? Was it like, or was it just something that happens all the time? It's like, oh, we didn't go this year, we kind of forgot, or What was Almond Blossom like, especially as little kids?
Well, see, I think it was so much better when it was at the community center. Because you could walk everywhere. When you leave the carnival, you go uptown, which gave businesses, business. But now it's like you have to go all the way to the other side of town. You have to pay to park. Like it could just, it's different. I wish
No,
They turned it into a thing.
than when it was. Yeah.
I agree.
When we were kids, you lived for Almond Blossom. It was like it's Almond Blossom time. It's time to get together, go have fun, watch the parade, do whatever.
You go to the parade and the carnival.
The carnival, yeah, because we would watch the parade in front of the community center, and as soon as the parade was over, you turn around, you walk over to the carnival right behind you. Everything was all right there. It was cool. And then
Right there.
when you got hungry, you walked downtown to Main Street and you
Pizza
found
Plus.
something to eat. You hit Pizza Plus or wherever, and you went right back to the carnival after you were done.
Do you remember going the night before? Like if you went there on whatever, when they were setting up on like Wednesday night or Thursday night, right before it started, you could go there and they would let you ride the rides for free. It wasn't until years later that I realized what we were doing, being the dipshit crash test dummies.
I think it's ready.
Let's all just set up all those machines, and now we're gonna hop on them and test ride. But we got to ride for free. It was awesome.
I remember for me, again, sophomore year living there, it was big. It was like one of the big social events of the year. It was better than any party in any orchard.
Yeah.
Everybody was going to be there. Everybody from other schools were going to be there.
So many parties that week.
So many parties, so many people. Weird science quote.
Yeah.
But it was like the social event of the year. It was like, especially when I got old enough, like after high school, got old enough to drink, to go to like the drinking dance party part of Almond Blossom. Like,
the other room.
the other room where they sold
Yeah.
alcohol and stuff, and I got to start doing that stuff.
Or
It was-
ripping in on Almond Blossom is popping.
Yeah, I never really did the bar scene, bro. I never really did bars.
I think I tried to do that a couple years ago. I was ripping in with all the people during an Almond Blossom weekend, and the music was so loud, dude, I had to leave.
Yeah.
I was that guy. The music was the band started, and the music, the jukebox was on. It was fine. We could talk. Once the band started, it was so loud inside that place, you couldn't talk.
Yeah.
Drove me crazy. I had to leave.
But no, it was cool too, because even as we grew up, it was like when we got into our early 20s and all that, it was the time of year that everybody that had left Ripon came back to Ripon. And again, it was your groupie hangout, You had that Almond Blossom weekend every year. That
Class reunion, right? Yeah, every year.
From the past, so.
Yeah.
So I completely understand. I think my sophomore year, it was still at the community center. I remember being there a few nights, and then, leaving town, moving out, and, coming back, it moved to the other side of town, and it was just like every other barely clean carnival you see anywhere else. And I'm sure it was maybe not the same company, but it was still that traveling carnival that comes through. But it seemed so much more commercialized, so much more just for profit, and really lost the hometown kind of.
Yeah.
It always reminded me of like Charlotte's
sold
Web.
out.
Like Charlotte's Web, when they talk about going to the fair and they put Wilbur in the crate, right? And they all stow away and they go to the fair, because that's what small towns did. They would go to the county fair, and they'd have the obviously, like, I think it was the FFA show, right? Or the show of the animals and stuff.
Yeah.
But that was the peak of the socialness. That was the peak for like all ages. And that's kind of what it felt like for Ripon, and then that just kind of disappeared when it moved. Maybe it was being out in the open or something. Maybe it was just the charging for everything. Maybe it was just times change or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, I had heard too, they stopped into the community center because that street alongside, not Walnut, but the one before it, the people were complaining that there was just so much of a mess and it was so loud. And I'm like, well, it's a carnival. It's only one weekend a month or a year, actually.
Yeah. It's
Right.
so crazy. Yes, it's a green screen.
I mean, it's still bad though, because they have the beer and brats there, so there's just as many people there partying. So I don't know what they're complaining about. There's still a huge party there every year.
There's still a huge party over
At
there.
the Almond Blossom
Still
or at the community center?
The old community center. They used to have the beer and brats there.
Yeah.
So both community centers are packed with people, and people are out front
The
just
rowdiest
partying.
event of the whole Almond Blossom is
Yeah,
still there.
and then they have the parade that goes right by there, so everybody parties right there. So
Now, do you all still go to the festival?
yes, I mean I've missed
I
a couple
haven't
years, but I'm going this year.
I haven't.
John's
been in
going with me.
years.
Yeah.
Okay.
And his birthday weekend.
John's going with me. It's my birthday weekend.
How fun.
I think I go there as an adult, and then I go like straight to the sweet treats, and I eat some junk food, and then I sugar crash, and I just want to
See,
go.
with my kids is always the Lockford sausages. I always have to go
Good
get.
sausage, bro. That is
Oh, the
good
sausages are so good. Yeah.
I'll give a
But
shout
I
out
have a
to
daughter.
Still-
I have a kid, so I have to go. I still have to go to the carnival because I do have a child. So
Those rides make me sick
Yeah.
now. I can't do it.
No.
I get
Oh,
ill.
I
I get
love the
woozy. I get
Gravitron?
vertigo.
You're not going on the
Gravitron.
Gravitron,
I
bro?
will fight you before I go on Gravitron, bro. I can't.
I think you can buy one of those for $3,500 on eBay now.
Hey, do you guys remember my dad?
Yeah.
Y'all remember my dad? And so we got him to go on the Gravitron with us one year, and we didn't think that it would lift him up, right?
Oh,
Oh,
But
I
it
would
did.
like to see
It
that.
that thing
That's a
spins
core
like
memory right there, a core memory for
Right.
me.
That was the first and last time, right?
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to Still Just Jay. Hey, thanks for tuning in tonight. Yes, this is a green screen. That's an AI picture. It was a really good prompt. Basically told it to give an 80s metalhead stoner kid's bedroom.
It looks just like your room, dude. It looks just like your room. You nailed
The
it.
skeleton is real. The skeleton is real. It just worked out that he's in front of the mirror, and if you notice, he doesn't have a reflection. You know what I mean? 'Cause that's not a real mirror, but that's a real skeleton anyway. I thought it was pretty cool.
He's a ghost.
All right, so I think we'll wrap up the Almond Blossom story with, I've been a mobile DJ since 2006. And, as a DJ growing up in this area and just mobile, not doing clubs, doing weddings and doing parties and being hired to do whatever kind of stuff. I've always wanted to DJ certain parties or certain events or for certain people. And I finally got to cross one off my bucket list because I've been able to DJ the Almond Blossom party over at the Swiss Club for the last couple of years. So I got to mark that off the list. And so my own personal DJ bucket list, I got to DJ one of the Almond Blossom parties that I used
The
to go
Swiss Club.
and get all stupid drunk at and, have a good time. But I got to do that. And this year I passed the torch. I retired. And when they called me, I'm like, I can't do it anymore. So I noticed that one hit. I really felt that one when I passed that job up. I'm happy to pass up weddings. I'm happy to pass up a lot of gigs.
Are you gonna go watch the guy that replaces you? And
I don't
criticize him.
No, they hired
Give him a hard time.
they hired my referral, so they're in good hands. No, I gave him two names. They hired one of them, so I'm good to go. So Almond Blossom is certainly, part of the Ripon experience and definitely part of the Gen X experience, the small town thing. So it hits all the vibes, right? There's another cultural hotspot in Ripon, California, especially for Gen X. And, raise your hand if you got to eat pizza in the first Pizza Plus building,
The original.
the OG building, right?
I'm raising my hand. You just can't see me.
Who worked there? Anybody work there? Dale, did you work there?
I did not work at Pizza Plus. No.
No Pizza Plus?
Hung out there a lot, but never worked.
Yeah, me too. Never ate. Never worked.
I didn't either. I never could work with my mom. The worst thing ever.
Jamie Francella, my bucket list was marching in the parade. I never did it before, and then I did it backwards, and then now we take it over with the Star Wars crew.
I got to do it with Schaefer. I was in Schaefer's Taekwondo, and we got to do the Taekwondo thing.
Nice.
I
Dad
think
wired
it's the only time I was ever in the parade.
for Taekwondo.
Yeah, Master Schaefer.
Yes.
Yep.
You know how many kids went through his program?
A lot. I was in there with Kathy. Me and
Almost
Kathy did it at
all
the
of
same
them.
time.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that.
Shout out Chris Riley. Riley Electric wired the original Pizza Plus. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yeah. My dad plumbed it.
Yeah,
He's into
That's-
plumbing.
That's how my mom ended up there.
that's funny.
Tell that story. How did
My dad did the plumbing construction. I don't know how he ended up, but he was like a night job, and my mom would go with him because he was already gone all day. We would get left home alone. But I guess my mom was like a little busybody, sweeping up and cleaning up and picking up things. And Bob was like, "Who's that lady?" And then he hired her, employee number one.
She was the first employee
before
001.
open, yeah.
Oh,
Before it
really?
opened.
What's your employee number? 01.
01.
01. That's huge. Who was the first employee ever hired at Pizza Plus?
Yeah. Now it's Gold Dust Pizza.
Gail Gallup.
Huge.
That's awesome. Shout out Gail.
And
That's
the whole
neat.
story, like hearing the story of Bob, like learning how to make pizza in Long Beach. Bob's, I don't know if anybody knows this. Bob's brother's the pizza factory guy. So Bob's brother started the whole pizza factory chain all over California. And Bob asked if he could go to work in his Long Beach store for like a year. That's where he grew up. He's like, can I go work in here for like a year, learn how to go do pizza, and then I'm going to start them on my own. So his brother taught him the ropes, and he came up here and started Pizza Plus. He came up here, found a small town, because that was the model. And he opened Pizza Plus in 1984.
84?
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, 84.
84.
We always repeat that 84 was the best year we've ever had.
84.
I don't know.
So many cool
So many
things.
things. So, okay. Wait, I've heard this story before. What isn't there some kind of handshake agreement saying that they won't compete for the same town, the same county,
Yeah,
something?
if there was a pizza factory in the same town, then he wouldn't open up a Pizza Plus. So that's why he did Escalon, and he let people open Pizza Pluses. He didn't really do like a franchise agreement or anything like that. And so there's still a few out there. My sister has one. There's one in Riverbank. The one in Escalon is still there.
There's one in Hillmar, but I hear that one's not related because
Yeah.
the Pizza Plus name isn't trademarked.
Yeah, they're not. Right. Yeah. There is a chain, but it's like starts in Nevada and goes that way.
We had Monica on the show. We got to ask all those questions. So it was kind of cool. What was Pizza Plus for you guys? That had to have been another social hotspot, or am I the only social butterfly here? Am I the only one looking for to hang out
it
with?
was the arcade, right? We could go there and play video games.
We could play video games.
Chucky would kill it on pole position. Just watching Chucky play pole position was a
Flicking the
show.
wheel?
Yeah.
Uh,
Can almost still
They
hear it.
had an item I've never had before, and that was the pizza bread.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is freaking fucking amazing.
mhm.
And to be honest with you, their sandwiches are still the best
Yes.
fucking sandwiches. Every time I go to Ripon, I have to have a Pizza Plus sandwich, a turkey sandwich. I'm telling you, worldwide, I've never been able to find one just as good as toasted and just so much. It's the best sandwich I've had.
Sandwiches.
So-
My older son worked there, and they keep asking him if he would be willing to come back, and he's like, "No, the only reason I would come back is so I can make my own sandwiches."
Make my own
Because he
sandwich.
would just
Yeah.
throw stuff in, and they were so good. I'm like, you need to like put this on the menu. So nah, it's my little secret.
No, we can just
Same
upcharge for
bread.
everything.
They've been using the same bread from San Francisco for all these years.
Really?
Super cool. Yeah.
It's worth it, man, because they're good sandwiches.
It's the best bread.
So I can jump on board with their sandwiches because when I was a kid, I thought getting a submarine sandwich was just the coolest thing to get, right? They don't get any other kind of sandwich. I always would have a submarine sandwich because maybe it was big and I was at like excess or something. I was
Because of Dagwood.
or Scooby-Doo maybe.
Yeah,
you know?
Scooby-Doo.
A big giant submarine sandwich, right? But they had one and it had like the Italian dressing on it.
Mhm.
And it was still toasted and it was warm, but the salami wasn't all oily. It was like it hit on all the right spots. You know what I
It
mean?
was
You can't just
perfect.
toast a salami sandwich. It gets all, you know, I don't know.
Yeah.
And the lettuce was on it, but it wasn't all nasty, but the cheese was melted. It was a good fucking sandwich, man. I want to go back and have a submarine sandwich and a pizza bread.
They don't do the sub anymore.
I might
But
as well do a fat soda too. That sounds so good. I'll be right back.
yeah, let's just go there after this.
So we did have Monica on the show, and you know she did give us the hard facts. You know the reasons behind the name change, the reasons for this and that, and kind of some more history stuff, and the future of everything and what she's doing. As a business and all that neat stuff. So it was good to have that background. It's good to have that history because, I mean, if you live in Ripon, if you did, you knew Pizza Plus, and it wasn't just the pizza parlor. It wasn't just the pizza store. You knew it, and that was. I don't know, maybe again, me being super social and, not really, I don't know, I want to go hang out with people, man. And that was a good spot to go do it, right?
And we found out now it's named after a Fleetwood Mac song.
Pizza Plus?
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust.
Gold Dust Woman.
Gold Dust Woman. So there you go. There's your Ripon trivia for that one.
You know how unhappy
Oh.
they all hung out at that diner or whatever it was? I can't remember what it's called. Al's? That's
Oh, on the other side of the freeway?
No. On Happy Days, the TV show.
Oh, Mel's. No, it wasn't Mel's. It was Al's.
Al's.
It was Al's,
Al's.
right?
Yeah.
Mel's
Yeah,
Diner.
Mel
that
was
part of
Alice.
another show.
So that's what Pizza
Yeah.
Plus was to us. Was like the Owls on Happy Days. Everybody
It
went
was
there.
your happy days. It was
Yep.
it was the spot.
Yep.
You could make it there from high school. Maybe that's why too. It was within walking distance at lunchtime.
Yep. So
Yeah.
open
We could
camp.
walk.
Yeah.
We could book it down there. Oh, okay. That brings us to
2 slices of pizza and a soda.
and a soda for like $3.50 or whatever. How
Not
cheap it
even,
was back in
yeah.
the day.
$2-3 bucks.
Lunch 5 days a week.
Yeah.
But then you
That
just
or
run
Marvell.
into
Yeah.
high school and order your pizza and go get it.
Yes, you could do. Yeah, and then Marvell had the
They had fries
the
and
chicken,
stuff they sold.
the,
Yeah, chicken
the
and
potato
fries and
wedges.
stuff.
What was
Oh,
that?
those
National.
potatoes were so
JoJo
good.
National Market.
potatoes.
Yeah.
Were there JoJo's or something?
Yep, fried chicken.
Mm-hmm. All that
It's,
shit. That's a big cruise.
Dale's Red Hot Burritos at Marvell. Those were the ball.
Yeah, the burritos, dude. Get a microwave burrito and some French fries for lunch.
Yeah.
So I know not everyone did, but I know a lot of people did. There was another cultural hotspot that was between the high school and Pizza Plus.
The alley.
The alley, Caps Way.
Is that what it's called? Caps Way.
It's technically called Caps Way, Stoner Alley, the smoking section from our high school, right? It was 1 yard. Oh, not okay. How do I say this? There was one house on the corner. That house is gone. We were just there this last weekend. The house is gone. Anyways, the house that's on the corner across the street from the high school office where Caps Way was in the apartment buildings.
It's being rebuilt or something.
The smoking section for our high school was only like one house away from the main office from our spot. All we had to do was
With
kind of
windows. They could have seen us. I'm sure we were lighting up before we turned the corner, even into the alley.
Well, Brandon showed me a really cool trick that there's an orange tree in the alley. You just grab a bunch of leaves, and if you do this all over the place like this, you don't smell like smoke anymore. I'm like,
Does it smell like orange?
that's the most amazing thing I've ever heard. From that day on, I smelled like oranges.
Just ripping leaves off some guy's tree.
It's an orange tree. They grew back. Star leaves.
Renee worked at Marvell in high school. What?
What was
I
your?
don't think I ever knew anybody that worked there.
I was gonna say Eddie Graham, but he didn't work at Marvell. He worked at.
He worked at New Deal across the street.
Was it
It
Healed
was
Market?
New Deal
Fields
before it was
Market.
National Market.
It was
huh?
Fields Market to
Fields, yeah.
start, yeah.
Fields.
Or was it? It was New Deal at one time, wasn't it?
Maybe before.
When they switched the sign over from whatever it was,
Yeah.
when they switched the sign, because my mom worked at Pizza Plus and she parked in that parking lot underneath the sign. When they switched the sign, the company dropped the sign on her car. They had to fix her car. It crushed the whole top of it.
Oh my gosh.
I
My
just
mom's
said,
little Ford Tempo or something that she had.
I just said, fix the car and give me the sign.
Right.
I want the
We'll
sign.
put it
too.
in the barn.
Yep. Cook the chicken after school.
Yeah.
We ate that chicken. The chicken was hella
Yeah.
good.
So it was always cooked the day before.
So the cultural hotspots in Ripon, California for the Gen X kids, right? The annual Almond Blossom, loved looking forward to that. Pizza Plus, we could do that nightly, weekly, every weekend. Definitely after a football game, that pizza parlor was packed with all the football kids and all the cheerleaders and all the families after every football game. Probably baseball too. I didn't play baseball, so I don't know.
That original Pizza Plus was so small too, bro.
And it was packed.
It was
It was tiny.
packed.
Even the newer one was packed. It would
So,
pack
yeah,
that before
and
they
then, right.
expanded and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Saying. So it is a hot spot. It's been a hot spot. And I just wanted to take a few moments and just kind of appreciate, what we all just kind of put in front of us all
We
the time.
did have
right?
a pretty cool town.
I mean, it was
it was
cool.
kind of cool.
I knew some of the cops.
They
were still
knew
paying.
you.
Yeah, I was gonna say, it's like,
Yeah.
good or bad?
Not me.
Steve Merchant was a street cop when I was a sophomore and ran into him a few times. As I got older, I ran into him a couple more times, and then I reached an age I stopped running into him. I don't know how else to put it. Started my DJ career a few 5, 6, 7 years into my DJ career. I DJ Steve Merchant's wedding. It's Larry Merchant's kid.
Yeah.
So he's the father of the groom, giving speeches and stuff. And over here, who paid good money to have me, and here I am. So
Same guy.
he hella recognized me. He said, "Hey, it looks like you're doing good." I said, "I'm doing great." And that was all that was said. He shook my hand. I had eye contact and a handshake, and he said, "That's good." And, you know, I don't know. He trusted me with the wedding. You know, I don't know what he could have done at that point, but I don't know. It was pretty good, man. We had a good time. It turned out to be a really good wedding. And I think Steve, last time I saw him, he is involved with Central Valley High School. He's a teacher, athletic director, a coach, or some kind of
Central Valley. That's where my kid went to school.
series. Yeah, he was out there. So
And now his son is now Toby's son's principal at his school.
really,
It's just full circle. Such a small world. Good Lord.
Merchant's son is now my son's principal. So he's a principal now.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So there we go. Corroborates my story that
He got promoted to principal.
I DJ'd his wedding, and his dad helped shape my childhood.
Something like that.
It takes a village, and you know he was part of the village, man. Shit. Okay. Caps Way. I know not all of you did, but all of you know what happened there, and all of you know where it was. Okay, so whatever.
I have no idea. I never knew about that.
The smoking alley behind those apartments when you walked and left school.
No idea.
You never saw anybody smoke there.
Duplex.
You never saw me or Ginger or
I don't
Will
think
smoked.
I went that way.
Gary Rutledge, Ted.
Oh my God, that
Buddy
was
Ted,
amazing.
Teddy Overbay. I mean, none of these guys. You never saw us over there smoking. Oh. Esky.
Oh, Esky. Oh my gosh. Oops.
Ezekiel Garcia. Yes.
Is he
Rest
still
in peace,
around?
Esky. No, I hear Lauren has shared that he and his brother have not alive anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, Renee Ginger. Yes, I have her on friends on Facebook, and she'll post every now and then. She's still around. Yeah. But no, Lauren shared that they both were killed basically, and they moved to Chicago or something, and they just didn't make it.
That's
It's
terrible.
not nice out there in Chicago.
I assume they probably went towards some kind of gangster lifestyle, since that's kind of how they were here. And Eddie was kind of getting in a lot of trouble here from word around the campfire. I don't know, and so I don't know if they tried to continue that out in Chicago, then they just got caught up in the wrong spot, and they just didn't make it. Chicago's kind of off the hook. So,
A lot different than Ripon.
but what?
Chicago's a lot different than Ripon.
It's a lot different than Ripon. Yeah. You know, rest in peace, gentlemen. Yeah, Esky, of course, and rest in peace, Pete Olmo, of course, Renee. Yes, absolutely. So, you know what? In my notes, we're gonna give some time to talk about Justin and Randy. I have some questions I want to throw to you guys and kind of help tell their story and stuff. I don't think we can drop by Madsen Drive and not talk about at least those folks, right, to begin with, right? In my notes, it says that Pete's going to get his own episode. I'm really trying to gently nudge like Lauren to really jump on with us and get some other folks on and hey, let's do this, right? And so kind of like the care we kind of put into this one, let's put some timing in it. Let's put some love into it and see what we can do. So, if the Gen X universe gives me my way, we'll do a Peter episode. Yeah, absolutely, 100%. So
That'll be fun.
all right, some Gen X questions real quick. Did you play outside until dark? Yes or no? Was that just me or was that all of us? Don't come in unless you have
Yes.
right?
That was a must.
Yes.
In fact, don't come in. It wasn't just a good idea,
No, you just weren't allowed to.
Yeah.
right?
The
Get out.
question, if you walked in before dark, the question was, are the streetlights on yet? And if the answer was no, it was get your butt back outside.
What are you doing inside, right?
Yeah.
Did you cut your knee? Did you bang your elbow? Did you bump your head? We kept playing.
Yeah.
You need
If you
something?
die, go back outside.
Yeah.
We needed an actual reason to come inside, right? The bathroom was pretty forgivable, but not repeatedly. You hold it after. You can't just come running in and out going to the bathroom.
Yeah,
just
you
can't.
couldn't even go there to get water because you could get that out of the faucet.
Yeah.
Right.
And-
There'd be no reason except the bathroom.
And that's the next bullet. You thirsty? You got a hose. It's the same water. It comes from the faucet. It comes from those because we're older than bottled water. Let's face it.
Don't
We're
say
older
it
than
like that,
bottled
dude.
water. I don't care.
You can't say it like that.
We're older than plastic. My Nestle Quick came in a can.
Right.
I remember buying the first squeezable ketchup bottle.
Wow.
I remember this shit, right? And absolutely, you could drink out of the hose. In fact, I love mentioning this. It was even forgivable and not even weird. Okay, it was forgivable to maybe knock on a stranger's door and ask them, "Can I get a drink out of your hose real quick?" I don't know if you guys have ever done that, but I've been on travels. I've been across town. I've been, riding on the bike, doing missions, and in whatever grade, and just I'm thirsty, or someone's out there in the water. Hey, can I get a drink? Hey, can I drink your water real quick? And
doing missions.
well, if I'm on my bike, me and my cousin Mikey, or
childhood missions,
me and Eric are riding our bikes.
Gotta go get some golf balls out of the swamp.
Go get golf balls out of the swamp. We might have to ride over to Shasta and play on the rocket slide. I'm just saying. If we had a bike, we were mobile, right? Once we had a bike, we, walking sucked and we didn't want to walk ever again. Oh yeah. Was it normal to knock on am I the only one that has ever knocked on just a door and asked if I could hit their hose real quick? Am I the only one? Really?
No.
Thank you.
I was probably with you.
Remember the Shell House? That was another gathering place at Ripon for a bunch of years. Remember that creepy old house next to Shell? And someone lived there?
Yeah.
Keith Logan lived there.
I think whoever just stayed the night the most in a row
got to stay.
It was your house. Yeah. Whoever brought the most stuff.
The Shell House.
Yes. And Jamie, it was absolutely alone time.
Yeah, I remember going there on leave and having to say no to lots of stuff.
Small towns run on hose water and trust.
It's a t-shirt right there, bro.
All right, here we are. When we talk about Madsen Drive, there's a name that always comes up. That's Justin. That's my connection to Ripon. That's my connection to the street, how I met the people who lived close to him. And then, through Cowboys football, I got to, meet or get to know you guys even better, right? But Justin was my friend, just like you guys, but I also had him as a friend, right? Our dads were best friends. They were not just best friends. They had been good friends since elementary school and had kept in touch.
Wait, doesn't that make him your cousin?
Yeah, probably. Right. But they had kept in touch and they had, not lost contact. In fact, they worked together as truck drivers for that company I was talking about in the beginning of the podcast over there on the Miljo on-ramp, off-ramp, that trucking company that was there. That was my parents. And so I go to work there, go to hang out there, and I just take off and hey mom, I'm going to Justin's house because it was family, right? And make my way down Wilma and cut through the orchard that used to be there before the church was put in. Raise your hand if you guys had rock fights when they were putting that church in, where Wilma used to kind of go around the corner or go around the block and come back again when the orchard was there, right? Yes.
They put the giant church there.
You guys remember when they built the church right there?
Yes.
Yeah.
And the rock fights?
Yeah.
I don't remember dirt blood fights.
I don't remember the rock fights, but I remember the dirt and before they built it.
So
we'd have to cross it.
And they built a BMX track over there.
I remember that because then we also dug into the dirt and it was like a little hideout so the parents couldn't see us.
Yeah.
So we know that out of all the things in town to play with, we play with the dirt lot, right? And we had hella fun. So I think one of the best dirt clod fights I'd ever been in was there. And I know Justin was there and I know Chucky was there and there were bigger kids there. There was like two taller brown kids. I don't know who they were. Tall, skinny kids. I don't know. I'm just saying, right? I saw a fight. I don't know who the kids were, but somebody took a rock to the face and said, you threw it too hard. We're body shots only. And then all of a sudden these dirt clod rules started coming out of everywhere. And then you're not supposed to do this, not supposed to do that. And they got in a fight. I'm like, holy shit, Ripon's off the hook. No, just me. I was the only one at this fight.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
We did that. So I was on the other side of town near Jacktown. So we did all that when they were building the Quick Stop. Dirt clod fights.
Dirt clod fights.
They were digging the holes to put the tanks in, and they had the building partway finished. So one team was inside the building, but it didn't have any glass, and then the other guys were behind the dirt mound where they had dug out to put the gas tanks in.
Just throwing dirt.
Oh, yeah, dude, it was off the hook. Best dirt clod fight I was ever in.
What's the first image you get when you hear Justin's name?
Bloody nose.
Why?
Me getting in trouble.
His smirk.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, his smile.
And that laugh.
Mm-hmm.
Coming to Cowboys practice with a bloody nose because Chucky punched him in the van.
Those guys were tight growing up. Those guys were tight. They were. I got a couple of stories hanging out with those guys. What, Cindy?
He was like our little brother. He was always in the house. That was a tough one.
I was in 2 car accidents with Justin.
Wow.
I was in the car the night he died. But luckily, my boy, I was dating Aaron at the time, and we got into a fight, and they stopped me. We were all at Duxbury's. I was in the car with Margie, Justin, and Jimmy, and Aaron came up to the window screaming and hollering and yanked me out of the car, and then they took off and they got in an accident.
I did not know that.
Some God was watching over me or angel was watching over me, because I would have been in the car with them.
Yeah.
I was in the car with them, but my boyfriend, Aaron at the time, yanked me out. So yeah, it was pretty hard. It was pretty bad.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I didn't. Maybe if I did, I kind of forgot. But yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
We were all at Duxbury's.
Yeah.
So yeah, he's a hard one. He was one of my first boyfriends, like him and Jason. But remember Don, I got in so much trouble. I permanent markered I love Justin on the concrete, and my dad embarrassed me in front of the whole street. Got everybody out there. Got everybody, all the households out there. Who did this? Oh my God, I was so embarrassed. Justin comes out, he's like, oh.
Oh, he loved it. You know it.
He did love it. He did love it, but I got in trouble.
That's kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, him and Floyd were double trouble all the time too.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
Him and Floyd were double trouble all the time too.
Oh, all the time.
Floyd.
I like that guy too.
We'll have to throw him on. We'll just have to do a big one. Good Lord. Yeah, Floyd. Didn't forget about him, but there's a lot of folks, man. There's a lot of folks to cover. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's a very Justin moment?
Remember when he jumped over your fence and climbed in when we were doing a tent in your backyard, Don?
No.
Yeah.
No.
We used to have some good times.
We all hung out. It was fun.
Pat
too, you know. We'd hang out with Pat too. He wanted
yeah.
So.
There's too many to count with Justin.
Way too many.
Yeah. He was always just so fun and so, good time.
One night, I spent the night at Justin's house. It was when his favorite song at the time, it was super popular. It was Melissa Manchester. You should hear how she talks about you. And I think I was like I think I was like battling him because I liked a different song. And I remember going back. I can't remember what song I liked. I'd have to look at whatever songs came out. I could probably tell you, but that was his jam. That was his song. Right. And I want to say this might be different nights, but I want to say it was the same night. If Sherry and you should hear how she talks about you.
82.
Was it that one?
Yeah, you were 10.
That's Melissa Manchester?
Nobody can hear you.
That was Melissa Manchester?
Yeah. From the Hey Ricky album. I don't think I've heard that song since.
Okay,
82.
so it was a different night that I spent the night. So anyways, I thought it was the same night. I guess I'm mashing those memories together. It was a different night. It was when Steve Perry's song, somebody just joined us, Steve Perry's song, Oh Sherry, you know that song, You Should Have Been Gone. That was Cameron's favorite song. I remember Cameron was, I'm 3 years older than Justin? Cindy, we're 3 years older than Justin?
Maybe two.
Maybe two. I think 2.
2 years older?
Yeah.
Cameron was even younger than that?
Oh, yeah.
And I remember I'm spending the night. I'm talking to my parents on the phone, the kitchen phone, on blah, blah, blah. And I feel something, and I look back, and Cameron's peeing on me. He's like, however old he is. But Yeah, in the fucking house. But he's like peeing on my leg. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, what are you doing? And he like finished real quick and ran. I had teased him or done. I did something and he was paying me back. He was hella paying me back. He was paying me. And I'm like, I remember that shit. But
Dude's a German Shepherd.
I thought that would have been the same night. But he was singing, but that was his song. He'd walk around the house singing, should have been gone. He just kept singing that part. You should have been gone. That was his fucking song. But I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of memories of Pat. I know he was around. He was an older brother.
He's like 1 year older than us.
He was just 1 year older?
I think 1 year.
Who, Pat?
He's probably
No, Pat was a year older than I was.
So
Was he?
2 years.
Yeah. So he's Chuck's age.
Yeah, Pat and Chuck.
Billy Ross.
You're ahead of
Was
me.
Billy Ross on Madsen?
Yeah.
Billy Ross was on
On the
Madsen,
corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Next to
How
Andrew.
many kids were on Madsen Drive completely? Like in total?
There was
Let's name them.
Yeah.
Daniel Campbell and Robert Campbell.
Yeah. Okay, so you had Daniel Robert, and then you had Bill Ross and Brandy Ross across the street. Then you had Pat, Justin, and Cameron. Me and Don. You had Tony and Angela across the street. You had Donna.
Mhm.
And then you had Christy and Eric.
And Michelle Dearman at one point.
Michelle Dillon at one point, yeah. And then you had
Rodney and Justin
Rodney
Kelly.
and Justin Kelly.
Wow.
And then you had Mike
Monica and Fred Corral.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
Fred
Michael.
Crown, Monica,
And Michael
and Mike McGuffin, and Brian, and Randy.
and Randy. Oh, and Kenny's still there.
Yeah.
For one short little street in Ripon, dude. That's
They had all the kids on it.
Yeah.
so crazy.
It was like 14 of the 16 houses had kids in it, you know?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, because on the other half of Madsen, there was like Tammy Thompson and her sister, Ty Hurst kids, and
Yeah.
Benzinger lived.
Yeah.
Benzingers.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ray
Mhm.
There
Schaefer.
was
Yeah,
somebody else.
Ray.
Somebody
Yeah.
else was there too, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember who it was though.
There were so many of us in one area.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Crazy.
All right. Every group has someone with a different energy. Tell me about Randy.
Oh. I just can't think about him without smiling.
Was it his smile?
Yeah.
Was it his cheeks?
Yes.
Was it
His
his
hug.
huggability?
His
Awesome
hugs,
hair.
God, his hugs. His hugs were amazing. His hugs for sure.
You knew he meant it when he hugged you.
Yeah. Always.
Yeah. And it's funny because his grandparents lived across the street from my grandparents. So if we were all in Ripon, then okay, we would see each other. And then holidays, we'd go to our grandparents' house and the guys would be right across the street. So it was like we were everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Ange took this picture. I don't think I ever saw it, but I want to say I kind of remember this. Can you guys see it? Am I holding it up close enough?
No way.
Can you
I can
guys
see it, but I remember I took it.
I can't.
And outside the boys' bathroom, there's a not science, but like Osterholm's class and stuff right there, right? Miss Laird's class is directly behind whoever took, or Angela behind this photo, right? So I remember jumping on his back, but I remember not jumping on it in a way that was going to be kind of a dickhead way. Like I would maybe jump on Dan Fitzer's back or Hector Padilla's back or maybe Doug or Lauren's back. You know what I mean? But I want a horse around, but I respected Randy. And not because I didn't want to fight him, not because blah, 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 because he didn't kind of fuck around the same way I fuck around. He was like really kind and just genuine. And he just, you know what I mean? And so I didn't bring that to him. You know, I didn't fuck with him in a way he would never fuck with me. Does that make sense? Like,
Yeah.
Like, but
He gave respect.
But you know, he wasn't like, you know, like afraid. He wasn't like a chicken. He's very capable. You know what I mean? And I don't know, I like that about him more. You know what I'm saying? So
That's our big Richard picked on us all the time.
say what?
Our big brothers picked on us all the time.
And so I think that's pretty cool. I have another picture. I don't know where it's at. Is it up there? There's a picture taken. You took the picture, I think. I don't know whose house it is, but it's me, Randy, and Bobby Singh. We're standing in a kitchen and we're drinking beers. Or I'm drinking a beer. I don't know. It was 90s.
Oh, yeah, it's
had to have
one
been
of the
90s, early 90s, if anything, super early. Maybe it was high school. I don't think it was high school because of the jack. Anyways. So how would you describe Randy to someone who never met him?
Lovable.
Yeah. The big bear. Always joking, always happy.
Never had a bad thing to say about anybody.
No, I don't think
Never.
no.
Yeah, he didn't
These
like.
aren't just. Go ahead.
I met him when I met Justin playing football. We were on the same team, Cowboys.
Yeah, he was overall a genuine guy. Just
Yeah.
there's not one thing I don't think anyone could say bad about him.
No.
And these aren't just those kind things you say about somebody who's no longer with us. This is like legit shit. This is like on point. He was really that guy.
Yeah. If you were having a bad day, you knew that he was going to cheer you up.
Yeah, I would just come into class and just look at your face, and he would go, "You need a hug,"
Yeah.
and then he would just envelop you.
Yeah.
And then he would literally just keep you in a hug for until you start laughing or until you smile or something. Otherwise, he wouldn't let you go.
Right. What did he bring to the group without even trying?
Love,
Yeah.
happiness, fun. We'd get into trouble too. I mean, he was fun. I'm not saying he wasn't I'm not saying he was an angel. We got in some trouble. We went to prom one year as friends, and we definitely got into some trouble.
I think I still have that prom picture with your signature on the back.
Hey, I mean, it's
Yeah.
we'll sell that on
I
eBay.
didn't get rid of anything, dude. I got plastic tubs that I just have everything from. I got my football jerseys. I've got everything. I should
Me
bring those
too.
here one day. Just show off all this dumb shit that I have. High school stuff, art projects,
Yeah.
got everything. Pack
The
rat.
ashtray I made my mom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pack rat. Yeah. One day my mom did bring me all the stuff that I ever gave her. All my like she saved all my homework and stuff, kindergarten and stuff, art projects when I was a kid. And one day I got a box and it was all kinds of stuff from my childhood. So I have all that too.
That's awesome. I love that.
I have a box in my closet of my kids' stuff. I should just send it to their house and say, "Here, it's yours now."
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Or
There,
their
it's
kids.
yours now.
In time when they can, so that they can share it with their kids.
You hear that,
That's
Jay?
when my kids come over my house. That's what they want to do. They want to look through photo albums and they want to look through dad's old junk. And they want to look, because I also have every t-shirt I've ever owned and every pair of pants. So as stuff comes back in style every few years, my kids will come and go through my clothes and pick up concert shirts and
It's
stuff like that.
vintage.
So
That's crazy.
yeah, dad's vintage shop. Yeah.
Dang. There's some stuff I wish I had saved, but anyhow.
Oh yeah.
All right. Somebody give me a good memory of Randy, and then we'll go back and give a good memory of Justin, and then we'll close this show.
Playing ditch. We were the littler ones, and so we would climb up in the trees in Doctor's house on the side near the trees between.
Mhm.
Yeah.
They
And,
separated them.
Those,
Yep.
yeah,
yep.
and that's where Randy and I would always hide up in the trees playing ditch. Yeah.
Playing ditch and ripping.
Yep.
You could use the whole town.
You could use
Yeah.
the
Just
whole
couldn't
time.
cross
We
the
only had to
line.
go to Wilma and then I think up to
was-
Southwick's house, wasn't it? We could
Yeah.
go past
Yeah.
the court.
So I wanted to ask you guys about that. Growing up in Manteca, it's a little bigger than Ripon, but it's still a small town. My mom gave me boundaries, and they were major streets that kind of squared off my house and my elementary school, right? I couldn't go past this street, or this street, and then that was it. Did you guys have the same boundaries, even though Ripon was even that much smaller?
Only when we played ditch. Other than that, everything was
Yeah.
No, my mom told me I couldn't go over the catwalk. I couldn't go over to the other side of town when I was little.
The overpass was kind of the cutoff. Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say the overpass.
Across the freeway.
That was the bad part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was like a cross town.
over there.
Do not go to Ripona.
Yeah, what are you going to Ripona for?
That's it. Being on this side of town, it was like, why would I go over there anyways? That's the
Yeah.
To go to Ripona Market.
Why do I want to talk to those people?
So you can get whatever you want.
Right. Ripona Market was the place to be to get free alcohol, or not free, but to get alcohol at underage.
Finger tap, yeah. Shoulder tap.
Shoulder tappers.
I remember that. Hey, buy me beer. Me compra cerveza, por favor. I learned that from Freddie Velasco. He taught me how to say that. Dude, ask Esky. He didn't know how to speak Spanish. So. We took Spanish together, and he didn't do so well. I didn't cheat off him. He almost did better in Spanish than Esky did. I'll tell you that right now because I was in class with both those motherfuckers.
But didn't he just live with his dad?
I don't care.
He lived with his dad, but his dad didn't speak Spanish.
I think his dad spoke only Spanish.
Really?
I think so. I don't know. I think so. I don't think his dad was English speaking. It's my experience. I met him a few times. Not that he was trying to talk to me or anything, but
he was yelling at. I'm trying to picture what he would be yelling at Esky when we were leaving.
So Esky, one time Esky told me we were trying to get some beer money, right? Well, I asked my dad for it's my birthday, so I can get some money from my dad, and I asked my dad, and Dad, can I get some money? Can I get some money? Can I get some money? No, come on, blah blah blah. It's my birthday, bro. Oh, okay. And he goes back, and goes, it's not my birthday, it's next week. How the fuck do you forget your own birthday, Esky? We didn't get beer money that night. We didn't get to drink Keystone Ice, so we just couldn't do it. Let's close with, or did we talk about Justin one more time? Let's close with the memory of Justin.
Oh my gosh, one year he got a watch for Christmas and it would tell the seconds, and so if you would ask him what time it was, he would say it's 9:25 and 35 seconds. That's the thing. So at the point where we would be constantly asking him what time it was just to find out if he was really, was he going to give us the seconds too? And so it was like a joke in our house.
You were teasing him and he didn't know?
Oh, he knew.
Oh.
It might have taken a little bit, but
he loved it.
Yeah, that was
awesome.
that was just Justin. And my mom would make him gingerbread cookies every year for Christmas. He'd come over and he knew that she was going to have gingerbread cookies for him.
Yeah. Yay. Gingerbread. I know I ate that stuff one time. We're not supposed to really eat gingerbread, are we? Isn't that just for making houses?
I don't know.
It doesn't taste very good.
It's got molasses in it. That stuff is not sweet.
There was one summer that we, I don't know where we went. We went to some egg ranch, and a bunch of us piled in the back of, I don't know whose truck it was. I don't know if it was Shirley's or Ross's. And we jumped in the back of the truck, and it felt like we were driving forever.
Yeah.
With the ice chest in the back, and we went to this place, and all of us swam all day long, and then got back in the back of the truck and drank our Pepsis and sat back there and went home.
Very cool. Well, folks, is there any last words we want to throw out there? If not,
we have big closing questions.
We have big closing questions. You want to throw those out there? Let's do that. Did growing up in a small town make you tougher?
No, not me.
No, I don't think so.
Probably not.
I think it's
no.
Naive?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Made me very.
Trusting. Leave your front door open for a while. Forget.
Yeah.
Leave your bike out front overnight. It's still there.
Right? Trust
Joining
anybody?
the military, going from Ripon into a giant melting pot of dudes from all over the country. Culture shock, bro.
Yeah.
Culture shock. I did not know shit, man. Wow.
You knew nothing about the real world,
Can
right?
we talk about this? What are you guys doing? Culture shock.
Shout out Brenda. Brenda, how you doing? No to what? Brenda, what are you saying? No to what? Brenda, thanks for jumping in. Appreciate it.
Just part of the Second Street gang.
Yeah.
Oh, did growing up on make you tougher? Duh. Sorry. I answered the question. Did you make you grow up in small town or just more aware of consequences? Do you think kids today experience geography the same way? I don't understand. See, AI sucks.
No, because of Google Maps. I don't experience geography the same way.
My kids don't ride bikes like I won't let them ride bikes like I.
Well, Honda Hills isn't even the same anymore.
Didn't they just kind of flatten it all out and just goof it all up with like?
They did.
I think
something
somebody
with
was
it.
just talking about that recently. They just goofed it, made it all ugly again, or
Was
You'd
flattened
have
it
to
all out.
bring a bunch of dirt back there or something. You'd have to fill it all in. What did they do?
Somebody, I think it was in what's the Facebook Ripon group,
Yeah.
whatever Ripon group is. I think somebody posted in there that they had done that. So,
Dang it.
yep. Anyways,
They built
all
a
right.
storage place at Honda Hills. Do they call it Honda Hills Storage?
We're the only ones who called it.
That's a
Honda Hills.
missed opportunity, bro.
Honda Hills Storage. I would store there if it was called Honda
I
Hills
would
Storage.
too. I'd rent a
be
place
like,
and keep it
well,
empty.
At least it's called Honda Hills. That's going to do it for us tonight, folks. Hey, doctors, thank
Mark
you
Gonzalez.
for jumping in. I appreciate that. Cindy, Chucky's little sister, and your husband, Chris, thank you for joining us. Ange,
Thank you for
of
having
course,
us.
for joining us. And then all of our guests that joined us and watched us like in the chats and stuff. Thank you guys. You know, Jay and Jamie and Renee and Brenda. I feel like Miss Nancy, like on Romper Room. I see Jamie. I see Brenda. I see and Renee. Thank you guys for Toby. Shout out Toby. And everyone else who didn't chime in or whatever, or just kind of watch the show. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Means the world to us every time you just kind of give us some love and attention. So thank you guys. My name's Jason.
I'm Greg.
Peace out, everybody.
Late.
Bye.
Bye.
So yeah.
Hang out for the after show.
Yeah, you can stay out for the after party if you want.
After party. Popping bottles.